Hey guys, how's it going? So, I'm trying to block the sun out here. Keep my arms down like this. So today, I am making probably my favorite soup of all. And I know some of you are going to be shocked that I'm going to make this, namely the Filipino community, because I'm clearly not Filipino, but inside I think I am. I'm making sinigang. Sinigang originated in the Philippines. It's a really sour soup, but it's savory as well. It's made with a variety of different meats. I'm making it with pork ribs because that's all I had in the freezer. You can make it with shrimp, fish, anything you want, any kind of meat product. But just to give you a rundown, it's loaded with vegetables, taro root, green beans, eggplant, radish, bok choy, and of course, I cheat and I use the powder, but you can feel free to use and grind up tamarind powder or pulp on your own and create the sour. But I ain't got time for that, so we're doing this. So this is my favorite by all accounts, and again, it's a really sour soup, but it's packed with flavor, and it's poured and served over rice. But I just don't like to have it over rice. I just like to have it as a soup, because sinigang means a stew. To stew is like the meaning in Tagalog. Sigang, I think is how you pronounce it, but I have no idea. Anyway, we're gonna get these ribs started because they're the first thing that need to be started because I want them falling off the bone. Okay, so I've moved my tray over here. So actually, we just need the meat for now, so I'm gonna move the veggies. Okay, so I have the water going and I filled the pot up quite a bit only because I'm actually gonna be boiling these for probably close to an hour because I really just wanna make sure that it's fall off the bone, because when I'm using a bone in sinigang, I really want to make sure that it just falls apart, the bone's easily to discard. So it's in there, it's going to be in there for an hour, but now's a really good time to chop the vegetables and prepare those, because once this is done and you start scooping the scum off, it loads in fast, and it's really just like a stew, just like it means, and it can be served. I mean, most food can be served, because who doesn't serve food that they cook? But it's done. It's done so you can eat it. You don't have to wait around. You could though, the longer it sits, like anything, the flavor intensifies. So as it's boiling, you just want to take the scum off. So you keep doing this, keep the scum. Let's get it all out of here. These are pretty good. Usually I've had others where it just instantly comes up, and you just keep doing this. Keep cooking ribbies. Okay. So as it's still boiling, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some fish sauce just to here. Oh, there. I need more fish sauce. Now this is where I go a little bit rogue, not normal Filipinos, because normally they put their tomato and onion in there while the meat is boiling. But because I have ribs with the bone on, I want to actually take them out and then build the base. And then I'll put them back in. It's a little different, but it still tastes the same, I think. Okay, the ribs are done. So what I'm doing is I'm gonna take them out of the broth, and I know normally you don't, so I don't wanna hear about it, but I am, just because I didn't cut them apart, and I really want to make sure that I clean out this broth, because it really should be a clear broth, right? So I'm just gonna strain it with the strainer. I'm sure everyone has one of these. Oh, masarap! Oh, look at it! Oh, this smells so good! Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna add the onion and the tomato to the broth and bring it back up to a simmer again. And that's this part. Then we're gonna get the vegetables and start loading them in, the meat put back, and Bob's your uncle, or I don't know how you say that in Tagalog. Now here it is, all bathing together in the broth. And so I just need to put the beef back in and then put the sour powder in. Oh, mamacita! I'm gonna put this in. And for all these people wondering what it is, I'll post a picture of it. But if you just travel down the ethnic aisle of a grocery store, you will see this along with other great spices, foods, sauces. It's an amazing aisle. Just a little hint. I would go down that aisle if you want your spices because they're way cheaper than going down the baking aisle for the same spice, and you get more of it. You're welcome. So I'm just gonna pour the powder in, and this is really what makes it sour. This is the tamarind powder, all the good stuff. Oh my God. Oh, if you could smell this. Oh, I just want to eat it now. Oh, and because I like it sour, I'm adding 2 packages. So what I'm gonna do, before I put the pork back in, I'm just gonna let it simmer a little bit and allow those vegetables to cook. I'm gonna put in the eggplant closer to the end along with the bok choy, but I just want it to marry up a little bit because, you know, like any good stew, the longer it sits and gets to know each other, the happier it is. And the cook's also happy. Oh, I'm so excited. So now what I'm gonna do is just slice the ribs up and then transfer them back into the broth. Cheers. You should always have a drink making soup because it's hot and this helps refresh and rehydrate you. Sure it does, yeah. This is again what it looks like close up. As you can see, everything is marrying in. I should have had a bigger pot, but I wasn't expecting to make this much, but I'll eat it. I ain't sharing this. No. So I am using bok choy, but you usually use water spinach, but we can't really seem to get that here in Canada. So bok choy is good, just buy the bigger ones and just tear the leaves off. And they go in really right at the end because they're a fast cooker, just like you should know. And there, prep is done. I can enjoy my drink. The soup is simmering. I love sinigang. All right, so I just added the Chinese eggplant. So it's coming along really nicely and I'm really excited. It smells so good. Honestly, right at the end, just throw this in because the residual heat just from the broth cooks this immediately and you just don't want it limp and soggy. I don't like my bok choy, don't even know what that was. Bok choy limp or soggy. Nothing in my life is. All right, sinigang is done. Oh, I'm a poet and I don't even know him. Anyway, I'm trying to block the sun out still, but let's just try some. Oh my God. Oh, mamacita, it came through. The sour of this, because I added the 2 packages. You can taste the beef from the ribs, which is just, it falls off the bone. Oh, the taro cooked perfectly. And for those of you that are not familiar with taro, it actually looks like a dried out piece of bark. You'll see it in the grocery store. Sometimes it's big, sometimes they're a little small. That's what it is, like a potato, a little starchy, but it's cooked perfectly. I truly believe the Filipino cuisine culture is really not where it should be as far as visibility with everyone. It's so good. They have many, many great dishes. I think if you have a Filipino restaurant near you, go out and try it. It's amazing food, or make it yourself. It's really easy. You have all the vegetables. You can really add any vegetable you want. There's no set rule. Sorry titas. But I hope I did the Philippines proud with making my sinigang, and it's really good, and I think I'm going to continue eating it. So go try something new. Break away from your normal. Try sinigang. Everyone likes soup, and if you like sour, this is where to go. And add some chili peppers for heat if you want it hot too. But give me a like, give me a comment, and try it. I want you to try it. It's really good.